The problem is that I picture everything when you say it, and that is the problem. So,
Yeah.
That's why we say inappropriate things when we know you can hear them.
Ew.
Uh-huh.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Do this.
Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Lemachamp or Lucky Track dog you run, SCC or NASA, we won't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and notes from the world of low-dollar endurance racing, whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy gives you just a tip, or maybe Jeff gives you just a tip. We're sure you're going to giggle a little. It's true. Giggle a little or learn even less. Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
If you're not too hungover.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I fall into the latter category of that hungover, and I'm mental.
But not too hungover, so that's good.
Are you hydrating?
He's drinking
and of course, he's an
right
a-hole,
now.
just went for a run. Like, I'm hungover, but I went for a run. Yeah. Hey,
Right.
you know what?
We said, oh, get a drink. And he's like, oh, I have one.
Oh,
it's
I have
water.
a LaCroix. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, bougie. Anyway, we're Everyone Racers.
This is our New Year's recovery podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back to listening to a cliché vision reference free first of 2020 episode. Happy New Year. It's episode 119.
Woo!
And hey, if you're not driving a car, don't forget your E1R bingo card. We haven't changed it, but it's still fun, and it's like we rarely get bingo ourselves. So if you get it, please tell us, because that's pretty great. So anyway, it's time to think about what we're working on, and the person I want to know most about what they're working on is Jeff. Jeff, what are you doing?
You're working on things. Yeah.
Yeah, because Jeff has time off, and Jeff actually has a drink in his hand, which is great during the show.
Oh, it's just water.
It's water. Yeah, it's just water.
But it had clinky, and I was hopeful.
I know. So I've had 9 days off. Holy cow.
And how many times have you researched the Citroën paperwork during that time?
0.
Okay, just checking.
Hold on.
Say.
This is the 2020 show, not a 2019 show.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's been over a year.
But
Please
reading the
continue.
2019 stuff reminded me.
Still on the
years.
goals.
Oh, hell, we got to do that. So anyway,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm not even sure what day it is, other than that I have to go to work tomorrow. So this is the end of the vacation.
You're confused and full of cheese.
Yeah, it's full of cheese is definitely part of it. So I did get some actual work done. I did an entire brake job on the lesbian lorry, and it was amazing. Chris, I believe you recommended the Rebestis specialty truck.
Hell yeah.
Brakes, and
because I called Rebestis after we'd had such great luck with the SC43s. And I looked on Rock Auto, and for my 2500 Suburban, they have 12 different compounds, including like police and school bus. And like, I'm not joking, like those are some of the choices. So I called them and said, well, what do I actually need? This truck spends 3/4 of its life with a 7,000-pound trailer hook behind it. And this guy said, oh, okay, easy, specialty truck. That's the one you want. And they were like $39. And they work great. And then Dave Carpenter put them on his truck, and he said, these are amazing. And now apparently you've got them. So what's your review?
So, well, I put them on the back because they did not have them for the front of the 2012, whatever the heck that thing is.
Don't make
Nissan
them or
Titan.
have them in stock.
No idea. I was just ordering on Rock Auto.
Porterfield would have made them for anything. What they would have cost $280, but
true.
Eh.
But I also noticed that my favorite brand, Power Stop, had a truck and tow, medium duty, Freightliner kind of setup. So I put them on the front and the specialty trucks on the back because mixing brakes. It's like mixing drinks. And it is amazing. It is the hand of God grabbing on the back bumper and saying, you will stop now. Why anyone puts Wagner quiet grips or whatever the hell they're called on their car.
They're organic. They're made of wood.
Well, the quiet stops are now gone. I love my new...
Yeah, Pep Boys has to do something.
Yeah, don't do that. So I did that. My father asked for a new clipboard. and a more sturdy clipboard for. I know it's very strange.
No, talk about it. No, I've
is
seen his clipboard.
Jeff, give some backstory. Basically, a little bit of
This is what I'm
backstory.
saying. This is car related. Here it goes. So my father, who does the SCCA road rallying, so that's like the TSD rallying, he has this bungee cord contraption on the center of his Mazda 3 that involves like a Tupperware bin so that the clipboard doesn't like push the battery
But
buttons.
he custom cut the Tupperware bin.
Of course.
Oh,
With
yeah.
a carpet knife, if you listen to our 2019 episode.
So what he noticed was that the clipboard, the like paper, whatever pressed paper clipboards that he
$1.99
buys,
at Staples.
exactly.
Yeah.
The corners break off where the bungee cords go through, but it extends past the Tupperware.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course.
Raise your hand if you're surprised.
He said,
no hands.
Yeah, exactly. He said, I need something better. So while he was talking to me, I ordered an aluminum clipboard on Amazon, and it came in, and it was the flimsiest frickin' thing ever.
Oh, no.
So thanks to Darren, who at one point had dropped a bunch of like aluminum plate in the Half Magic trailer at one race sometime. I have no idea why he did it. He gave me that and a bed like net. So I had this like 1/8-inch smooth aluminum plate. So I traced around the clipboard, cut that puppy out, drilled a couple holes in it, riveted the clip from the old clipboard on it, and sanded the mess out of it. And it is the greatest clipboard in all of the world. I'm going to start an Etsy shop called Jeff's Aluminum Clipboards.
Because there's
I like it. This is a great
two
idea.
people that
Totes.
need this.
Yeah. The best part is I grabbed my can of flat black because we all have flat black in our thing, and it was like nothing was coming out no matter how much I squeezed it. So I quickly looked around for the flattest color I could get because, shiny doesn't work on a dashboard. The only color I had was leather brown, which is 1/3 of the camouflage from the Miata. So that's how old that can of spray paint was.
No, and it works?
It worked fine.
Well, that was
No way.
also a significant portion of the first theme on the Civic hatchback, when it was the Buick
The
wagon with the
Buick,
with
whatever
the
wagon,
wood sides
yeah.
and that was leather brown on that too. So
Yeah.
it's at least 5 years old minimum.
It's a great color.
It is.
Anyway, I also cooked 4 holiday dinners at this point, and spent an afternoon on an old lady clean out. My aunt didn't come to Christmas dinner, so everyone worried that she was not well. We went to her house and realized that it had been 6 or 7 months or a year or two since the cleaning woman or nurse had visited, and it was a bit of a, yeah.
So it's like Alice's restaurant. She lived upstairs,
Yeah.
so she figured she didn't need to have her take out her garbage for a long time.
Yeah.
All right.
So we did that. Here's a safety tip for you.
She wasn't in it.
Janky.
Was
No,
she
she's
in it?
oh no, she's fine. She's just
Okay.
was sitting amongst the trash.
Okay.
Lovely woman
Make
who
a really bad joke about, you cleaned out an old lady, like got rid of her. Like, you had-
no, she was fine.
It's New
The worst
Jersey,
part
so-
is she has cat.
One.
So one cat. So it was ammonia smell like you wouldn't believe. The cat was
yeah.
fine. Not a dead cat, thank God. But
But the litter box
so-
hadn't really been cleaned in 6 months.
Oh, there's no litter box.
There,
It's
yeah, at that
all
point,
litter
there's-
box.
no.
Yeah.
The whole downstairs becomes the cat's litter box.
Exactly.
Uh-uh.
So here's another important tip for you. You know those little walker things that have the handles that can go up and down? When they lose the little ball and the handle doesn't work anymore, a trailer hitch pin will fit right in there and repair the walker.
Oh,
So walkers,
You're so handy.
You are a fabricating fool when you get
Right.
this much time off.
you're a handy man.
If only he were good at paperwork of obscure French cars, then that would be fantastic.
Oh, he's not good at that. Nope.
So I did basically crap. Chris, what'd you do?
I got the Mercedes done. And
Yay!
I'm having a slight bit of seller's remorse when I drove it to work on I say Friday, but no, that
What
wasn't
day
Friday. What
is
the
it?
day was that?
No.
Monday. Was it Monday?
No,
Tuesday?
you didn't work on Monday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. You worked on Tuesday.
That
The
car's so nice.
Jag is going to be really nice too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or the Mercedes, the newer
the Mercedes.
We don't know.
Another Mercedes, newer
Well,
Mercedes.
It's a Jag or an E400 wagon or an E63 wagon that's older.
The E400 wagon is
Oh,
nice.
dude,
Yeah.
an E63 wagon? Hello?
yeah, so it's
Seriously,
the older body
I-
style.
Hello?
I'm
Older
with
body
Chrissy
style.
on the official safety car of
600
Formula One.
horsepower. Older body style, 600 horsepower.
Yeah, I
Also,
understand.
we
it's
did
killer.
I did a spreadsheet on care and feeding costs of all of the above,
This is
and it's an
killer.
additional.
Of course
like,
you did.
It's an additional like $4,000 a year for the E63. That's not as nice in any way, except it's an E63 wagon.
Yeah.
So
We need to have a whole show on this. So keep moving,
yeah.
keep
Anyway,
moving. So this
anyway,
whole show.
the Mercedes is done.
But the Mercedes is done, so now
Yay.
It runs
we
great.
can
So
make an arrangement.
I did all the
Oh,
stuff.
no, we're just
it's,
driving
it's
it now.
wonderful. I'm going to drive it until the day. I'm going to drive it on the truck. That's how long I'm going to wait until I give it up. So, anyway, that's fine.
Well,
Christmas
if you want a long time to say goodbye to it, Vegas is lovely this time of year.
and I know Jeff wants to do a cannonball, but
Yes.
He talked about he wants to do it,
and
but does he
there's no,
gonna
there's
do
no better
it?
car to do a cannonball on than a big AMG Mercedes. But anyway,
Oh,
It's been proven time and time again.
that's why
really,
we did
repeatedly,
it.
it is the answer.
Did it.
We had Christmases. We had a variety of Christmases. They were very nice. I had a couple of very quiet days at work, which were great.
Yep.
And now starts the winter austerity portion of the year, of 3 months of you can't be a fat F anymore. You've got to like live a reasonable life.
You can't drink like
You
any
can't drink
night.
every day. You have to
No.
like fix the house and fix the
Don't
car.
keep
and you
eating
can't go
cheese
outside.
with every-
I can't eat cheese constantly. So we're into the austerity portion of the year. And I will just be sad for 3 months, but the results will be fine. But yeah, winter is coming.
Yes. Winter is here.
I know.
Spring. I think
I'm not
it's swimsuit season is coming.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not going to
There you
ask
go.
Chrissy what she's working on. I'll let Mental ask Chrissy what she's working on. So I'm going to say, Mental, what are you working on?
Well, during my continuous days, I've had a lot of days off, but just not more than 4 in a row. I've made a little bit of progress on the eBay cheapo Chinese chopper bobber thing that I'm working on, which is slowly becoming the Amazon bobber because, this cheap eBay part broke. I'm going to replace it with a piece off of Amazon.
What are you going to use this for when it is done? Curiously.
Commuting.
So when you have an AMG Mercedes and an Amazon bobber.
It's
yes.
Vegas. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't you take
All right, that's fine.
the
Then,
little-
well,
Also,
in
Mental has a sense of
background-
adventure of
the
jankiness.
background of this helicopter this chopper. I bought this thing in 2001 with 26 miles on it. I was the third owner.
because the
Wrote
Chinese
it-
were better at cheap things in 2000.
No. This was a Yamaha. It's a Yamaha
yeah, I was
Star
gonna say.
650. So, and I bought the
that's
bike,
right.
26 miles on it, put a ton of miles, sold it to one of my very good friends who sold it to my dad. My dad took it to, and I rode it to Sturgis.
Oh, it's this
My
thing.
dad
I
took
didn't
it
think you still had this thing.
Oh yeah. And then my dad, his eyesight's gotten bad and he can't ride anymore, so he gave it to me. And Yamaha 650 V Stars are effectively worthless. And then two, I do have a connection to it. So yeah, I decided I could build an absolutely ridiculous, uncomfortable, incapable of driving long distances motorcycle and just have an experience of building it.
Sure. Well, you have a VFR for the times you want to actually go somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also made some progress on the Yoda. I got the fuel tank and everything back in there, but the wiring is still kind of wonky, so I'm going to end up having to pull the bed off and just fiddle with that to make it all work. I got it to start, but it won't stay running. So I think it's a wiring issue. And also there's some indications because none of the interior lights work and the driver's side taillights don't work, which looking at the giant Haynes manual wiring diagram, that all seems related at one of the intersections.
I mean, how many wires can there be in a carbureted 78 Toyota pickup?
none of them that are important.
Enough,
Just cut them off.
yeah, enough to fit on
these?
2
Just
pages of
They're
Haynes
grounds.
manual. They're all grounds, yeah.
No, but
grounds.
at the very least, it probably would be worthwhile on the subject of grounds to find said grounds and clean all said grounds very thoroughly because
Which is why it's 6 bolts to pull the bed off of it, and I'm going to do that. Is actually the point behind that. Is I learned that lesson having my MG is just start with the grounds. It's usually grounds and it's easier. Chris.
All right, so Chrissy and Jeff,
Yes.
bets on how many of those 6 bed bolts break terribly while this is all going. Break or strip.
6.
Bear in mind, this is a desert truck.
3. I'm going
But
half.
we've seen how janky it is. So
I'm going 5.
It is.
I was gonna say 2. So
The answer is 0. They're all pulled out. I just haven't pulled the bed off.
Oh!
wow.
In fact, I didn't even have to get like a pipe on it. They actually all just came loose.
I just thought that one of them was a strip because the bed itself is not in great shape. But
No, it's not. But it's still like surprisingly rust free.
I know. I had a Montana Toyota truck that, like you could with 200,000 miles on it, you could still unbolt every bolt under it. But
Yes.
yeah, well,
It's amazing living here. I love it.
yeah.
All right. Work-wise, I finally got through all of the quarterly and annual awards, submitted those. Tomorrow I got to start packing for this weekend.
Where are you going?
Laguna.
Oh hell yeah!
We'll talk about that one in a minute. My wife found this little bit of information I thought our listeners might appreciate. Planning for the year 2020. Just so you know, dear listeners, this year Valentine's Day is on a Friday. You're going to want to make those dinner reservations now to keep yourself out of trouble because you're not going to be able to show up.
Go to dinner
If I-
not on Valentine's Day or either.
If I shop for the groceries now, they will be rotten by the time they get there.
That's fair. 4th of July this year is on a Saturday.
Which means we don't get an extra day off work. Now my work will
Dang.
get the 3rd off.
Oh, that's
Mine
bullshit.
will too. We'll get a family day that Friday.
No, we will
That's good
not.
enough.
I will not.
Yeah,
Halloween-
I totally get the 3rd.
Halloween's going to be on a Saturday.
Get twisted.
That's also
Yep.
sure. That's better.
Christmas Day will be on Friday. So you'll get like that whole week off leading up to it.
Nah.
No, not me.
No, not most
Okay.
people.
It's better than
you're in a
Wednesday.
government
This is
job.
dumb.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And the New Year weekend or New Year's begins with a 3-day weekend in 2020. So
That's fair. I like that.
It's a leap year. 2020 is a leap year, right?
Yeah,
it is.
That's why all
It
these seem off. Is because
Right.
that
Yeah.
extra day.
Yep.
Stupid
Chrissy.
leap year.
What you working on?
Oh, I'm working on a lot of the same things that Chris was. We had Christmas,
Big
which was
surprise.
awesome sauce. Oh, I don't know. I worked at home when I had to work, which was great. We went to you didn't mention this. We went to Boston this weekend. We
Well,
visited.
I said our
Chris-
variety of Christmases were nice. That's
Oh, okay.
what I meant.
Well, okay. We didn't say it. We went to Boston for Christmas, for a second Christmas, and we saw Chris's mom. We also saw Chris's friend Paul, which was awesome. Then I ended up pretending to work because people are just not really working now. So we worked the whole time, and actually, Chris didn't work on Monday, but we've been working a lot. And but it's just hard to do work now because nobody else is actually getting back to you. We had a quiet New Year's Eve last night. And we had a big party today. Had everybody over for lunch, and here we are.
Actually, that
Back
reminds
to
me.
work.
I have some more of what I was working on when we were up in Massachusetts. Paul has a Jeep Grand Cherokee as his daily driver. Paul's dad's daily driver, doesn't drive very far. He's a professor at MIT. His driver is an '04 Jag XJR. Right. It's the second one of the XJR he's had, and this one his '04 has 55,000 miles on it. Like it doesn't drive
That's
that
a
much.
Ford era, right?
It's the all aluminum X308 version. So yeah, Ford-ish era. Anyway, so Paul's dad took Paul's Jeep to the house in the Hamptons because it's middle of winter. Who knows how the dirt roads are going to be at their place. So Paul had the Jag. And when he was going to the grocery store, he's like, this doesn't feel right, and drove back home. And, of course, there's a flat tire, so I was to help him change the flat tire, right? So the Jag, being an X308, is all aluminum, including the tools are aluminum. So the lug wrench, as I was trying to take the wheel off the Jag, which is a 20-inch wheel, 2-piece, because, of course, Paul's dad got the performance package on the XJR, so it's the aluminum for everything.
he
So
did, yes.
anyway, I bent the lug wrench, taking the wheels off. So we had to go to the parts store and get a new lug wrench. Fine. And even then, I had to use the jack on the plus sign lug wrench on one side of it and kick the other side to get the lug wrench loose because they haven't been off in years. The tires were date coded 2011. So anyway, got that off, and the reason that Paul had a flat tire was because there was a massive crack about 1.5 feet long on the inside of the barrel of the wheel. So
yikes!
Yeah. So we put on the fun orange spare tire of shame.
It's so classy.
Yep.
Oh, it's so classy.
The wheel is orange or the tire is orange?
The wheel is orange.
The wheel's orange.
Okay.
The tire is a 115 section width, basically. It's like a bicycle tire on the XJR on the front. So, it's the tire, wheel of shame. But
class.
yeah. So now I am trying to help Paul find a very obscure, rare option package 20-inch 2-piece wheel for an 04 XJR. So, yeah.
But your fitness program is clearly paying off if you bent an aluminum wrench. Well done.
It was the lug wrench.
E-man.
It was tubular. It was fine, but like I laid into it to get that lug wrench off. And I was lifting up even. I wasn't standing on it. I was just lifting up on it. And I felt it go. And I was like, oh, great. It's giving. No, it wasn't the way,
Yeah. Tubular, once they get like that little kink in the tube, man, they're done.
And I got it kinked. I got it kinked another 90 degrees, like all the way over. I think, well, maybe that'll help. No.
No.
Anyway, so I guess it's time for news and notes.
News and notes time.
Platform 3, Jeff Wakeman.
So, in case you haven't heard, the most wanted former CEO of the third largest car company, Carlos Ghosn. Would you ever figure out how to say it?
Ghosn.
I've heard it on the news a lot lately, so I've heard what it is.
Exactly.
Carlos Ghosn.
Well,
Over and over again.
If you haven't heard, he was on house arrest in Japan because he was cheating on his taxes, according to the Japanese government, allegedly. So he supposedly has escaped house arrest by hiding in a music instrument case. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but he was taken to an airport, loaded into a private plane, and flew to Lebanon. Remember, he is born in Brazil to Lebanese parents. So there was a very interesting, I guess, public statement from Carlos from Lebanon where he said, I'm not escaping justice. I'm escaping to justice because in Japan I can't get a real trial. Blah 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 blah. Come get me. I'm in Lebanon. Biatches, I think is what he said. I think that's how it ended.
The Twitter sphere was all alert of
Yes.
how did he get out of Japan? And somebody said, he took a Nissan, of course. And I'm like, no, he clearly took a Renault.
Yeah. So what I heard on NPR was that there was a unconfirmed report that he'd had a band to his house, and it wasn't a mariachi band, but
style band.
Yeah, it's a large band. And as part of the band, so they have instrument cases. Apparently, he was smuggled out of his house where he was being very carefully watched by the Japanese government, and that's how he got out of the house. Yeah, apparently. So he got out of the house being smuggled in like a bass case or something like that, or who knows, a giant amp. Someone who turned it up to 11.
He's a short dude. I mean,
right, but then got onto a private jet and had fake documents. And of course, when you have all kinds of money, you can get really high quality fake documents, and you can arrange these kind of, James Bond
elaborate
kind of
James
things.
Bond style escapes.
Right. When you have millions of dollars, when you can forego the $15 million bond that you have with the Japanese government and go, you can figure this out.
The question is,
your house arrest involves a band.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only if they're playing as you leave, like
Supposedly his wife was some sort of fundraiser for the symphony, and the symphony was playing at his house, which I'm sure was huge. The question is if
how the other half lives, huh? I'll have the symphony play at my home this evening.
At my house.
If you're being smuggled in a box in a place like Japan in a private jet, when do you get out of the box? Like
wheels in, wheels up.
Load it, exactly. Do you wait wheels up, or do you wait till you're out of the aerospace? Do you wait I thought as soon as they push you in the
smuggled in a box. That's a Japanese business hotel. I mean, that's normal.
I mean, are you in the cargo area, or do they like wheel some
Yes.
of it into like the? So you're in the cargo.
It's
Oh,
a
who
private jet.
It's a
It's
private
about
jet.
the size of your Suburban. There's not a lot of delineation.
Oh, it could have been a big one.
But still, yes, true. You can have a private 737, but I mean, this is probably like a G6, not a Pontiac.
G6, yeah.
So
G6.
My G6 right now. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm Googling
All right.
it right now. Go ahead.
what else do you have for
Uh,
news and notes?
Chrissy's got
This
some news.
is some
This is-
interesting news and
No,
notes.
it's not. This is dumb. This is
It's
so
not
dumb.
dumb. It's
It's
not dumb.
dumb.
Because you had a perfect record going into the finals.
It wasn't perfect.
So-
It was 12. I was 12-1.
Please, Chrissy, give the backstory on people don't know what Metal's talking about.
I know. No, I don't want to talk about it. Three Pedal Heroes fantasy football. We had a whole bunch of us playing. Jeff didn't play the whole season because he couldn't remember his password.
I lost my password. I said at the beginning. Why are we using
Right. I think Mental played sometimes, and
Hey, Mental's in the
Bruce-
Final Four. So
Mental had a strong record. The only
Good.
people that beat me were you two.
Right.
And-
So I was
Yeah.
12-1. Chris came from behind and decided to win-ish, and
I
Yes, he
decided
decided
to. Yes, thank you.
my last 4 weeks weren't great, and Chris won. So yay!
I'm sorry. What did you say, honey? What did you say?
Let's move on to upcoming. This weekend's Lucky Dog. Let's talk about Lucky Dog.
Mental, are you going to be this weekend with Lucky Dog at the Hair of the Dog, the 3rd annual Ron Cortez Memorial Race at the WeatherTech Laguna Seca Raceway?
If you would read the copy.
Well, yes.
So, there's only
Yes.
typical...
Yes. Well, no.
No. This is the year opener for Lucky Dog, limited to 50 cars. 15 of them will be boring BMWs.
Boring.
10 Miatas, 3 Hondas, 2 Porsche cars, and a 73 Austin Mini.
That's got to be Silver Sleeves.
It's Silver Sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, got to be silver sleeves.
Way to go.
Mental, do you want to say who you are?
Absolutely. The car you're going to care about is the number 196 Honda Civic, a B18 powered all Civic underneath Honda Civic. I'll be running that with Bill and Vicky Fisher of Garage Heroes in Training, and we're all going to be running down there at Lucky Dog. Chris.
Very jealous.
I'm wondering. Let's have an over under. When will my first text be about how to sort or fix the car?
Oh, testing. 10
So,
minutes in.
well, see, there's no testing on Friday, so I'm going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
30 minutes before green flag.
Okay.
No, I think you're going to
No.
get there, and you're going to be like, that's not right.
Because the
Chris, look
guy
at this
did
picture.
just buy the car. He bought the car as a race car, and he doesn't know much about it.
yeah.
Full reliable.
Oh.
The moment you see the car, we're gonna FaceTime, and you're going to go over the whole car with me.
Legit. You should do that.
Yeah.
Between you and Bill and Vicky, there's no other option. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, fine.
That's
We've
fair.
answered that
Are you
question.
running this with the owner, or are you renting from the owner?
I believe the owner got like a deal because Bill did not ever get to
Drive
cash in
last time?
his
Yeah.
contest winning entry because of Randy, the
Mm-hmm.
seat stealer.
Yeah, seat stealing fool wrecked their car before they even got a lap, right?
Right. So Bill got a hold of me before the holidays and said, "Hey, we're coming to Laguna Seca. You want to? We've got an open seat. You want to jump in with us? And if you bring the RV, that saves us a hotel." I'm like, "That's a great friggin' idea." And yeah, we're gonna get to this as our show topic, but a year late, that checks off one of my bucket list tracks.
Very nice.
It's a
Very
lovely
jealous.
track.
It's
So
awesome
here's my big
stuff.
tip on Laguna. I have 2 tips on Laguna Seca for you, Mental. Ready? At the top of the hill, I don't remember the turn. You're
7.
like 7, whatever. The one where you're coming past the sound station. You're going up top of the hill. There's a dip.
5,
6.
6.
Yeah, there's a
6.
dip. It's a left-hand turn. There's a dip on the inside at
You're
at
looking.
the
You're
apex.
literally looking at the
Oh, yeah, you're
map,
right.
dude.
6. At 6, there's a bump.
Literally looking at the map.
There's a bump.
For those
at
of you
6.
not watching at home, Chris moved his eyes about 6 inches above the computer, and he's staring at a track map of
I am.
Laguna.
And so
a lovely handmade.
The dip at 6, you have to hit it hard,
Yes.
and
Hit
that
the
will
divot.
suck you right into the corner, and you cannot
But
make it
it's
through the corner if you don't
glorious.
hit the dip at 6. So make sure you hit the dip at 6. And secondly, the corkscrew's fine and all, but the coolest turn in the whole thing is 9, is the corner after the corkscrew. You've got to trust that you're going down, like you can do it. If you take the corkscrew right and then get back to the right for the next corner for 9, you can carry so much speed through 9, you can't even believe it. That was the coolest corner, and I wish I had more time to get better at it. But 9 was the most fun corner in all of Laguna.
Yeah, I felt like the section that started after the corkscrew was actually the most important of the track.
Yeah, totally.
So
Outstanding. Good.
So
Such a good
Get
track.
the dip at 6 and enjoy 9. And
11 is really hard. I had a hard time.
It is really hard. Yep. And don't roll between 3 and 4 like I have done in my Miata on iRacing.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't
Yes.
roll it.
Don't
I'm gonna try to
roll it
stay.
there.
I'm gonna try and stay shiny side up.
Yeah, please do.
3
I feel
and
like
4
that's a
had
good-
like an inch of water the entire time we were there, or at least my entire.
No, it was
shift.
Usually does. Oh, it usually does.
No, it was right coming into 3. There was always that water. So we actually
Yeah.
got good at it. Like I'd go through the water, and I'd know after I went through the water, I would slip for about 1 second, and then it would catch, and then you go. Anyway,
All right.
Anyway, very
Lucky
generous.
So yes, that's the upcoming events, and there has been surprisingly for the winter break, there's been no break in racing. Last weekend, Champ Car ran their Sebring New Year's Eve 7 enduros. Saturday, you had the Saline Boxers sandwiching the Van Buren boys, and Kraus Racing. They both raced a 2006 It's a one team in a 2006 Altima. So the Mustard Boxer was number 1.
Is
Ketchup
that a
was
like
third.
sandwich joke?
It is.
Mustard,
Hot
ketchup,
dog.
sandwich.
It is because is a hot dog a sandwich?
and
I
one of them's
understand.
charcoal. And
Yes. All right. The Ultima came out the number 1 on Sunday, while the Good, Bad, and Ugly Camaro was second in Crowd Control Racing in their 95 SVT Cobra. Sorry, folks, it's a Mustang. That's funny. Edge the Salines to 4th and 5th. It is also worth mentioning that Champ Car's 2020 Vehicle Performance Index is now available on their website, champcar.org, and their first event is in the new year, the second week of February, when they return to Road Atlanta. Chris?
any guesses on how far into exhibition class our Civic is?
Ooh, I don't know.
So far,
let's go with.
No, no,
let's go
I know
with
this.
I'm going to go with 250.
Hold
So
on, hold
far,
on,
it-
everyone. Let's review the point structure. 500 points is the allowable points. So if we say Mental is guessing that you are 1.5 cars,
750. I say you're 750 total points.
I'm going to go more like 900.
I was gonna go 1,000.
y'all are short. It's like 1,500. The car's so far.
Oh.
It's so far into exhibition class. It doesn't even care.
Do you like stop counting?
Yeah. It's because it makes more than 100 horsepower more than it did stock.
Oh no! Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
You didn't even like do the amount of square inches of arrow, did you?
No. I didn't put in the
Oh.
square inches of plywood that I have on the car because by the
Right?
time I put the motor swap in, the massive front wheels, the 22-gallon fuel cell and everything, we are so far into exhibition class. It's not even funny. Anyway.
That's pretty fun.
Which
All right.
matters though, because I went onto the 3-Pedal Mafia spreadsheet and I signed up for a bunch of races, including what Champ Car race we run, guys.
Watkins.
Yeah.
That's
Watkins.
what-
Yeah, Watkins.
Put in the Solstice because the Solstice is a completely bone-ass stock Solstice is a 500.
Okay.
We have
Right.
cars to pick from.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We did score a race report from crew at Stein 64, the Champ 944 team that asked us about some seat sliders. So Saturday was a wet all day, and an hour and a half we did develop a misfire and spent 2 hours diagnosing. Some spectator 944 guru, which I love, showed up and pointed us to the rotor, put us to the rotor on the distributor, which lost a screw, which we know about.
Done. Yep.
We got the correct size bolt from the team and Lincoln Felter's spare bolt bin, and we finished the race. An hour and a half into Sunday's race, the car shut off during a full course yellow. We got towed in, quickly concluded the full fuel pump died, also totally understand. We didn't have a spare, and the auto parts didn't carry them, so we got a hold of the Palm Tree Racing, another 944 team, and they gave us a spare. They wouldn't take money for it. We got back out and finished the race. Awesome, guys.
Yeah, good for Palm Tree and everyone else out there in their 944. Sounds like a spec 944 race out there.
So I pulled open the Champ Car Vehicle Performance Index calculator, and the motor swap alone in the Civic, the swap is 392 points. Just the swap.
Well, how many points is the Civic itself?
150.
Like we're 150.
So if we had a bone-ass stock 89 Civic hatch and we put the swap in that we have, we're 542, let alone everything else we've done to them.
Oh, no. That's a lot.
So we're going to run the Solstice or Exhibition class. Thanks a lot. No problem. It's worth it to run Watkins. Watkins is a nice track.
Yeah. Well, it is the beginning of the new year, and like you, one of our goals for 2020 is more racing. But we're not going to get there because we still have day jobs. So we can only attend so many, but we love your race reports. So keep sending us emails whenever you're at a race weekend to how it went, and we'll keep reading them. Drop a message on any of our social media feeds, Facebook, Instagram, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. And now it's time for
Listener feedback. Track 1. Listener feedback.
So on those social media things, people do actually give us some listener feedback, and occasionally we get something that's not hate mail. So that's great. So of the things that are not hate mail, which we're not complaining about, thank you. It was a bit of a disorienting holiday season, as we're usually. So we posted a picture of our stick figure self, full of cheese, unsure of what day it is, because really that's everyone after December 25th. Is I don't know what day it is, and I've eaten a lot of cheese. So Steph agreed that's accurate. Mikey W was getting stir crazy. And Rescuing Rosie thought cheese was an odd selection, and therefore that makes me think Rescuing Rosie is an odd person who is not full of cheese after the holidays. Because
I'm not full of cheese either. I actually am full of seafood.
Oh, that's good.
We do a lot of seafood and turkey. Seafood and
there's
turkey.
so many hors d'oeuvres. Like there's hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, hors
and every
d'oeuvres.
time you have
Yeah,
hors d'oeuvres,
hors
there's
d'oeuvres.
cheese, and cheese is delicious. So I eat some cheese, and then I have so many days of cheese in a row. I'm like, I'm full of cheese.
I guess
I
a
can't
salmon cream cheese ball. That counts as cheese, right?
I've been
Yeah.
able to poop. Thank you,
Cheese
Mental.
ball. I did eat a lot of that. Anyway, we had a simulator episode, not an episode on a simulator, but an episode about simulator racing.
Oh,
If you
can we
had-
get simulators to do the show? That would be
That would be
interesting.
cool.
Aw.
The
So-
day a computer can simulate us, we are all truly doomed.
Yeah, true.
Already
Now, that
there.
computer will not fail. Well, that will fail every quality control check they try to put it through if it's going to pass us.
It will become self-aware and then crushed under the
No.
existential
Man, okay.
crisis.
All right.
It is like cats today. Everyone, please. Let's try and stick to the notes.
Look at Jeff
So-
with his communications degree trying to keep the
Right.
show on track.
God, trying to keep moving.
Happy.
So Dave C., our buddy Dave Carpenter, said that we totally blew a very important suggestion for sim racing. That we just didn't cover it, and it's a headset with a microphone. Because when you're racing against others in these leagues,
You have to yell at each other?
you communicate to them.
Oh.
Is
So,
it trash
yeah.
talk or is it
Yeah,
just?
I guess there is.
Oh, there's gonna be. I don't know
Yeah.
if there is, but we'll
gonna
introduce
find
it.
out.
Yeah.
Oh.
He says it's a lot easier than the old hotkey messages. I don't know what a hotkey message is, but
F9.
it sounds.
As long as I can tell Mental to suck it, then that's fine. As I pass him.
Can you reprogram that? Like F7 every time you punch it. It says,
Mental suck it.
yeah. So Eric
You act
K,
like that's not already on your phone.
The 914 lover. I've decided that he's the 914 lover, by the way. Eric K., the 914 lover, said he loved the image we dug up of hard driving arcade game because it brought back lots of memories and all the wasted quarters that he had. And a whole bunch of our listeners chimed in on that one, including Jack B. stated that the game was the reason he has no retirement account.
I feel like I hope not. It's a lot of quarters and stuff, but you know.
Yeah.
Jeff, so what you working on? Post saw a lot of folks taking advantage of nice weather. So Cameron L was rebuilding and reshaping a power wheel for the little one. Bobbin was getting used to her new camera, which means awesome more shots of
go Bob.
3 p.m. Cars this season. I'm so excited about that. I posted a picture of a beer, and Greg S. was installing a heated floor in his Pocono retreat bathroom.
I'm just hoping that's going to be done by the time we get there for our usual 3 p.m. Pocono Drink Fest sometime in January, February-ish.
Yeah.
So, and random ATVs on the frozen lake and whatever else we can try.
As long as it's frozen.
And I think,
it's
I think this
now.
year, yeah, I know. Well, this year I think we're going to bring sim racing stuff, and let's see who can have the best drunk lap of New Jersey Thunderbolts. That might be a nice.
That's a great idea.
Great
idea.
Yeah,
Totally there.
So, among many other fun and happy comments, Dr. Florida Man Dowdy mentioned he likes Bill F. and will eat his face last, while threatening to bring his gator Daisy to the pit race to place in our hot tub. But then Jen also had to get caught up. Chrissy's sister Jen says, catching up on last week's podcast, hey, thanks for the pre-baby shout-out, but now listening to this post-baby, some things that made my C-section abdomen area hurt. Ready? Number 1, soup jokes, always funny, should be on the bingo card. Number 2, pigeons with hats in Vegas, mental needs a new hobby. There you go.
Yep.
And number 3, Jeff's point of the Tesla news was the guy in the back with the dog or tending to the dog, which is in the back seat. She said she's not even halfway through appreciated the laughs, even though they hurt. Yeah. And from what I understand, the guy was actually tending to the dog in the back seat, even though he was in the front. So he was just not paying any attention. He's kind of reclining back and tending to the dog. The dog's fine. The dog would be much better if he didn't crash into a stop state patrol car, you fool. Anyway.
Yes. I have to say that I listen back for quality reasons, and I'm always about 3 or 4 weeks behind. And when it came up to the Tesla dog in the backseat joke, I literally spit coffee out. So that was probably one of the higher quality jokes of the show. If you didn't hear it, go back and listen to old stuff.
Yeah, it was either that or the engineers and the trains.
So I had some actual real Meat World 3D listener feedback. Our newly addicted binge listener, Slider, told me he believes it is truly our year because we've been focusing on being a solid team, building each of these elements that Total Victory requires. And the phrase he used was, dude, you guys are in the montage sweet spot, okay? This is the part of the movie where it's just a whole lot of quick cuts and like really inspirational music, and it shows you guys turning wrenches and building a car, and you're on the side of the track with a stopwatch and your times are going down and you're all smiling and nodding at each other. So 2020 will yield your overall victory. But he mentioned that he does not enjoy us complimenting each other and being responsible drinkers while we're at the track. Jeff.
I'm going to call BS right now. There's no way you met a dude named Slider. Isn't that like the guy's name in the Iceman's Rio? Isn't that
his name's Jason. I've known him for years.
And his call sign is Slider.
Right. And he had surgery, so he was trapped on his couch for the better part of a month. So he listened to every episode.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Slider.
Did he have that call sign? He couldn't have. He'd be too young, right? So somebody was naming him after the guy
he's close to my age.
in Top Gun.
He was that desperate to listen to us for a month, only because he was on the couch for a month. He's like, I am out of everything. I've read the leaflet of famous Jewish sports legends, and this is all I got left.
Sandy Koufax, page 1.
And Goldberg, also the wrestler. So I got home Monday. There were 3 packages on my doorstep. Now, the first 2 were the Garage Heroes and Training driving gear, which they sent to me because it's easier than traveling with it. But the one that I truly cared about, it was a smaller box with a return address listing Chrissy's mom. So I got my holiday cookies, which were amazing. And as I am throwing down on him, Vicky slides over on my side of the couch and goes, "Hey, where are the snickerdoodles?" So Vicky picked out the snickerdoodles.
She's
so
a smart
thank
lady.
you. And
Except for
hello.
you, but she's a smart lady.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also got a box, and my family quite enjoyed them over the break.
Yes. So
Yes.
hi, Chrissy's mom. Thank you for the cookies.
Thanks for the cookies.
Mm-hmm. And she saw your post on Facebook. She just doesn't go and do much on that. So
Oh.
she saw it, and thank you.
I don't think I'm
It
a
was
Facebook-
really about showing off to her friends about how much she's loved. So her friends who definitely don't listen to this show be like, God, Chrissy's
Who's
mom.
this-
That's what all her
who's
friends call her,
guy?
by the way. Chrissy's mom, man, she's got like fans all over the world.
All right, main topic time. It is the 2020 Wish Show and the 2019 Recap Show. We are going to be doing just like all the other shows out there, talking about what went well and what didn't go well in the past year, and then coming up with some New Year's resolutions or hopolutions or abolutions, or I'm not really sure what kind of
What?
solutions we're going to have here.
Word?
That's the word. Mental wants to start it off.
Before we get into resolutions,
Ooh, before.
what did Santa bring you guys for Christmas?
All right, we could start there.
All right, I'll go. I got a lovely Makita cordless angle grinder to go with my
I'm sorry.
general.
You mean I got that?
Well, sorry, we got a
a
Makita
we
cordless
gift.
angle grinder.
You mean
It's a we
I
gift.
bought it for you?
We gift.
Because now we're in the-
really, it's for Jeff too.
Right, well, once we're in the Makita ecosystem, like there you
Yeah.
go. But you know, an angle grinder is the last corded tool we regularly use, and you know, anyone building janky ass cars, you're using your angle grinder. So,
many angle grinders.
oh yeah. So if anything, now we can have the corded one and the cordless one with different things on them, and you know, well, there we go. Isn't that fun? got some work gloves because you can never have too many work gloves. I got an Apple CarPlay stereo for the Suburban, so I can just plug the stereo in, plug the phone in, and have Waze and stuff on our long ass toes, which is nice to have. Right there on
Yeah.
the stereo on
Hell
the
yeah.
old Suburban. Also got a replacement armrest cover because after 178,000 miles, the driver's side armrest was all spiky and like it was uncomfortable to put your arm on.
It
So-
was.
Right. So now we got a nice
Well, and
replacement for that.
you're notorious for having a gangster lean.
Yeah, I always do that. What's the problem is the seat has got that lean to the left from the larger previous owner. So
The bolster is definitely slants you towards the door. If the door
Yeah.
ever opened,
You fall
your
right
ass
out.
would just slide right out.
and it's not as bad as my old Jeep Cherokee that I had, that the seat base actually had a crack in it on the left side from the large previous owner. But anyway, so having the new armrest will be nice. Maybe I'll even spring for a new cushion and base cover for the seat, you know, since the only damage ever to that truck happens at races. Like every dent, every scrape, it's the Citroen hitting it or the Civic hitting it.
I only hit it once.
Right.
I only hit it
or
once.
or someone else taking it to go somewhere and hitting the trailer. Thanks, Steve, etc. It all happens at there, including the giant rip in the base seat cushion in the driver's side was not there when I went to the race, and it was there when I left. Anyway, so I might get one of those for myself. But also got some socks and some zip ties and some magnets, because frickin' magnets, man, they're crazy.
How do they work?
I don't know. I have no idea. Magic.
They're on
I
your
am
desk.
not. Whoa. Okay, go ahead. I had to.
Mental, what'd you get for Christmas?
Chrissy, you haven't seen that movie. That is a line from a Juggalos, from a Insane Clown Posse song.
I used to listen to them, like actually listen to them.
Chrissy was a
All
juggalo.
right.
Like
Go,
legit.
go mental. I'm not going down the.
She was really
Juggalo.
ratchet back then.
I got all the good stocking stuffers and cookies and that sort of stuff. But the big one is Vicky was in Home Depot and they had the big propane grill that you guys have, the propane powered.
Flat top.
Yes,
Black
I
top,
now
flat
have
top.
one.
And it's clean and safe
Oh.
and efficient because it's propane.
Yeah, you taste the food, not the fuel.
Right.
So,
Taste the meat, not the heat.
so my goal is actually tomorrow season it so that I can use it this weekend.
Yay!
So
That's it.
That was the big one. That's now the West Coast 3-pedal Mafia Gamblers Division cooktop.
As we continue to build up our West Coast empire. Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Empire
Coming, gingers. Coming.
Yep. So I am such an adult that I'm so excited. I got luggage.
I got that for my 18th birthday.
I got that for my wife.
Okay.
That's like a wee gift, because when you buy a set of luggage and you're married, you get to use it.
Sure. So we're going to France in June, so we needed luggage. But also I travel a lot now. I'm going to be in many states in the next 3 weeks. So luggage is really great. I got a big one and big rolling bin, and it had 2 more inside of it. So that was even more fun. Yay.
Well, we'll have to share, because that's exactly what I got Jen. It was a 3-piece that all nested inside each other.
Yeah. Mine is silver. It's from the Amazons.
Hers is purple and from the Amazons.
And it had a great English set of instructions in it.
So much.
Yeah.
Great. So I also got some fancy glasses, including some etched. Oh, I don't even have one here.
These are eyeglasses or drinking glasses?
Drinking glasses, because we're good at drinking.
I read ahead. I didn't see. I was looking.
Fine. Question.
Staring at your face, going, "Are they new?" I can't.
No, they're not. No, they're. I'll
Those
never
are the
get new ones.
same sexy librarian glasses she usually has.
Stop.
Where's the dually decimal system?
Oh, it's funny to see everybody laugh like this. I got some etched glasses that have a C on them, which is awesome. I also got socks. I got some cutoff wheels. Woo! I got cutoff wheels before Chris knew that he got an angle grinder, which is always so much fun.
You can never have too many cutoff wheels. That's a weed gift right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. So I got some chocolate. I got some cutting boards, and Christina got me some Godzilla pants. So I had giraffe
That's
pants.
awesome.
Yes, leggings that look like Godzilla.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I'm sure they were expensive, but I have giraffe pants for when we had the giraffe.
Are they close to you? Can you hold them up? Can I see them?
No, Chris can go get them, but they're they're
no, it's okay. It's not that important. Oh, he's going anyway.
All right, it's fine. They're not far. Okay, that's what I got. What'd you get?
What you got? I also got an 18-volt angle grinder, and I'm very excited by it. But I didn't get, I'm a half Makita, half Ryobi house. So Ryobi was running a hell of a deal on the brushless. It came with 2 free batteries, and the batteries are the weakest point of my Ryobi set right now. So I went with the cheaper version, although it was brushless. It's got the brake on it, so I got like the better one than I would have gotten at the Milwaukee version. Yes, Mental.
So I'm trapped in a multi-universe, and Ryobi's getting me with all of their outdoor tools. So my leaf blower and my weed, my hedge trimmer, all that stuff and as longevity goes, I've really been impressed with Ryobi. So I feel like you're bridging the distance. Oh my God.
Those pants are awesome. You need to take a picture of that make it picture for this podcast.
Oh my God.
That's and now, Mental, your car paint looks even better.
I thought you were going to tell him that he needed his own set of pants.
I do, but I can't wait for leggings to make the jump to be unisex because
I really can. I can really wait on that. I could wait on that indefinitely.
Anyway,
Jeff,
Mental,
I'm
you're
in no
asking a
rush for
question.
you to get leggings. Just saying.
Honestly,
Look, the Middle Ages
you're a
world-
really good-looking dude, and you're strong enough to bend aluminum.
No.
I don't want to see you in leggings.
I have pictured all y'all in leggings because that's what I do, and I don't think it's a good idea at all.
Nothing but leggings. Hey.
Oh no!
Is that a banana?
I'm sorry. What were you
I'm
doing?
sorry.
Is that a Vienna sausage and a pair of maraschino cherries?
Hey, I got to carry them somewhere. Oh, man.
Mental was asking a question about battery-operated tools. Was there a question in there? You're just trying to
No,
decide?
Let's keep going.
I feel like you're the bridge from the Makita to the Ryobi
Milwaukee Ryobi.
I'm sorry, Milwaukee. From a longevity standpoint, I feel like everyone's got the exchange because the Milwaukees, the Craftsman, they all slide on and off pretty well. They all charge. Which one are you happier with for usefulness?
They're both incredibly useful. The Ryobis are way better than like per dollar than they deserve to be. They have lasted forever, and that's the reason it took me forever to jump to a more professional or semi-professional brand, is because the dang Ryobis just worked.
All right, there we go. That's what it is.
Yeah. I have to say the Makita is awesome.
Yeah,
it's
Makita's
awesome.
Great.
And
Same
also,
way, Jeff Milwaukee is awesome too, but he's saying the Ryobi's a better value.
Oh.
But
yes,
yeah,
but
you
Makita
can't go
Makita
wrong.
is professional grade.
Right,
And
you
the
can't go
reason
wrong
I went
with a
with
Makita
Milwaukee.
or DeWalt or Milwaukee or you can't go wrong with any like
all three.
those big ones. Yeah.
And
Milwaukee is so expensive.
Milwaukee's actually a little cheaper than the Makita.
No.
They're all you can't go wrong with any of them though. So
Yeah.
Pick which color you like best.
Bruce has the DeWalt and Chris has the Milwaukee. So I bought the Makita. So I bought the Milwaukee. That way, when we're all together at a race, we don't confuse our tools.
All right, that's fair enough. Jeff, I see on your list of things you got one of them.
Yes.
I'm desperate to know how this worked out.
Back to my list: fire hose pants, 2 pair, 1 lined, 1 unlined. Summer and winter, very excited.
Show me your pants.
They're in the other room. I will get them as soon as I'm done talking. I got a lot of work clothes.
You could almost call men leggings fire hose pants.
And mental. I got some cast iron pans, and I seasoned them today.
Excellent.
Do you have something to clean your
You never
cast
really
iron pans?
You never stop seasoning your cast iron pan.
True.
Exactly.
Do you have something to clean it?
What do you mean?
Salt. No, I'm sending you a thing. There's a present that's going to be there in 3 days. I'm sending you something that will change your life.
Okay.
Changing
Amazon,
it. I'm doing it right now.
Amazon checkout. Click.
Right now. It's happening.
Okay.
Right now.
I'm very excited.
Yes.
All right.
It's great.
So we've been going
It
at
is
this
great.
for almost an hour. We still haven't gotten to our resolutions, and I feel bad about that, but I did want to talk about how we all scored at Christmas. And I hope everyone out there listening, if you guys got cool stuff for Christmas, throw it up on our social medias. Don't be afraid to brag a little bit because, hey, you were all at least appropriate levels of naughty. And I hope you guys all got visited by Santa Claus and did well. Okay. Moving on to the 2020 stuff, let's talk about the best things this year.
This
and
is
I know
2019.
I'm on this one.
But yeah.
Well, the best thing that happened to you this year in 2019. You're right. Yeah, last year.
Ooh, fire hose pants, everyone. Aren't they exciting?
Tell me more about these pants. Why are these pants great?
And how are they different
we
than
talked
Carhartts?
about them.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about them before, but I'm
seen
like
Carhartts. Like everyone knows Carhartts. Why are these different?
They're not. They're just a different brand.
Okay.
But they're made out of the same stuff that they make fire hoses out of, right?
What's in the middle of them?
I thought they repelled badgers.
They do repel badgers. I love the marketing.
Only honey badgers, because they don't care.
Anyway, best thing to happen this year.
Mental,
you started.
All right, fair enough. The beginning of the year, and again, I did just listen to our 2019 annual episode. My unintended extended unemployment. I actually kind of lucked into a lot of instruction opportunities, and I got to work a whole lot at Atlanta Motorsports Park. And if you guys are on that part of the country and you haven't been to AMP, you're missing out. It's a great track. It's a great go-kart track. And I got to expand my skill set to an active aero car, not just the Civic, but the Radical. Yes, and that was amazing. I got to really get into karting. I still suck at it, but it really kind of fed an addiction that I'm starting up to now. But everything that has happened this year, if I really meditate on it, it all comes back to like just the new people that we have met. Mostly because we're doing this podcast, we're putting ourselves out there, and people are responding to that. And primarily, like Florida Man Donnie came and visited at the kart race, and then we ended up doing the Lemons Rally together, and he's just been great to hang out with and talk to, and we probably text once, twice a week. Alex from Instagram, I didn't get to talk to him as much at Houston, but he's a great guy. The new extended members of the Garage Heroes in Training, the Inglorious Bastards, and some of the new folks that are becoming part of the Three Pedal Mafia family. It has been a year of meeting really, really great people.
Woohoo!
Cool.
It's all about the friends you make along the way. Chrissy, you go. Favorite thing to happen this year?
Well, I struggle with this because I guess I have a hard time remembering everything that happened this year. SEMA was a huge one. I really had a great time. I thought it was awesome. It was just something else. We had a great time, and it was awesome for all of us to hang out for that time. Domination with the Civic was great. I say domination because I dominated in the Civic a couple times, and then y'all didn't had your own problems and
it didn't work out.
Didn't follow through.
Yep.
So
let me
like
down, loser.
right. So
here's the seatbelt. Yeah, put it in. I can't.
Right. So I did a great job, and then you all failed. So I guess we say domination. I did domination, which is great. And work is going well. So I think there's lots of good things. It was a great year. Can't complain.
Awesome. I'll go next.
Yeah,
I'll jump
please.
in. So I really enjoyed the training that happened. It's really probably like the last year and a half, getting out to the NASAs and really like working on the things and being with Chris. And I think I like not the light bulb turned on, but it was like the glasses got put on and all of a sudden I could see things more clearly.
You turn the dimmer switch up.
Well, I wouldn't even say it was the dimmer switch. It's I understood things more from doing the training. So like everything from reading the track surfaces differently, understanding the weight transfer differently, and part of it is probably the research of the podcast too. So I feel like I'm capable to be in the A team now. I still need to work on it. There's still a few things, but like I now know what to work on and where to work on it. And we'll talk more about that in the what to do, what we're working on section. Not what we're working on, our New Year's resolutions. And us at SEMA, I had a blast at SEMA.
Totes.
Yeah.
So here's my news and notes. Make sure that you sign up for the upcoming NASA HPDs because they're on clearance right now. So do this before the weekend.
The Great Lakes ones are. They are.
Oh, is it just that?
It's $50 off, I think, at least if you sign up before January 6th for Great Lakes NASA.
Please
so
and thank you.
We're going to the pit race one in July. It's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Join us.
Bill and you better do it soon because Bill is going to sign up all of the HPD one slots tomorrow. Probably actually by the time you listen to this, Bill has filled up HPD 1 with Garage Heroes. So
we've talked about having many people go. So sign up and do it.
Chrissy, we're doing 2 again?
What do you mean 2 again?
HPD 2?
Group 2?
Oh, yeah, we'll do 2. Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Right. That is the answer. So go to it. If you're going to do it, if you want to do a NASA HPD,
this
do it.
This is the greatest bridge because the next question. Oh, wait, we didn't do mental yet.
Mental, go ahead.
Or me, I mean,
best transition. Go ahead, Chris.
Just Tristan.
I'm excited. Yeah, well, best thing this year. I'm excited that all the work on the Civic actually worked, and the car kind of rocks now. So, yeah, and I finished the year driving on the trailer. Everything's fine. I don't really have to do anything really. I want to do some setup changes and stuff, but that's all. So it's fast, fun, reliable.
It's the smiling high five part of the training montage for the Rocky movie. I'm telling you.
So that's what I'm besting this year. All right, most excited for next year. Jeff, you were super excited to get into this topic.
I was.
Where do you want to go? I ruined your transition.
So much you guys skipped me.
I know. So
are we skipping over things that happen in the car community too?
No, we'll get there.
No, go for it. Mental, what are you most excited for 2020?
Right. Building a proper garage. You guys have seen the garage. I've actually now got it to where I can fit a truck, 3 motorcycles, 2 motorcycles and a scooter, a little truck, 2 motorcycles and a scooter. And so we're still paring down all of the crap we have acquired over the years, but it's getting in there. And I want to build a really nice garage. It's not going to be that dream shop that we all want, the 20 stall
40
super
by 40.
Right. But the lessons that I've learned in the various houses that I've lived in, working with you guys, your garage there in Pennsylvania, also just a lot of the input from the various listeners that we have, I really have this blank slate of a perfectly square 2-car detached garage, and I really want to turn it. I'm going to be here for a very long time, and I'm really looking forward to kind of designing my perfect garage.
You know, the 914 lover, there's like kissing going on over there. The 914 lover, Eric, just visited Hamza, who I think has like one of the greatest square 2-car shop setups. Mm-hmm. You can do, if you're in DC, visit him and check out what he's got going on. I think he has a great setup.
He does. And some of my favorite things about Hamza's garage are the electrical cutoffs for the Raptor fence, the warning to dicks on the machinery that he has, and right.
He's like the only person I know who like uses a pegboard, and it's not like who's not like 800 years old.
Okay.
He's also like the most organized person I've ever met, I think.
And the kegerator in the shop also handy.
Yeah, definitely handy.
All right.
And I told you guys, we've ran into mutual professional acquaintances. This is how he did his entire professional career. He was like the most organized, creative. Why did you even think of doing that? Well, because I don't like this situation happening kind of guy. He has that reputation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going where Hamza is. Also, because I know where in his house he keeps his ammo and where the other stuff is from.
Yeah.
Oh, he showed us.
Yeah,
totally. So I like that Chrissy said, well, he labels everything. Yes, but he labels it with like not for use on your anus. Like he labels stuff like the Raptor, like chaos. He doesn't actually label them with anything that makes sense.
There's a lot of things that are
if you understand Hamza's brain, then you get it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right. And for our listeners, for example, he doesn't have an on-off switch on his race car. There is peace and chaos.
Oh, chaos and order.
Chaos and order, yes.
Yeah.
Order.
All right, so let's keep this thing going here.
Yeah, keep going.
I would say most excited for next year. I'm going to jump in. We're going to Le Mans. Like the
real
one.
Yes.
2 out of 4 of them.
3 out of 4, actually. But
Mental's going?
Yeah, everybody but you, fool. Right.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
So we're going to Le Mans. I'm excited to hopefully not fix the Honda constantly like I have the last 3 years. And I'm excited to try to simplify life a little. Like get rid of some cars and, like get some house projects done and just like get a little off my plate. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice. That's great.
Your plate is the same size anyway. Even if you got things off the plate, more things would be added onto the plate.
Sure,
well, that's okay.
It's always at the angle of
help
repose. It's like the fat guy at the buffet. I've got. I'm gonna fill it no matter what. Even if I can go back up, I'm still gonna fill the plate.
Right.
Anyway.
But it's better when you could fill it with a little bit of everything.
It's true.
Yeah. Or just a lot of cheese.
Mental.
So,
what are you excited for, Mental?
Cheese.
No, not Mental. Mental already went.
No, Mental already went. I'm good.
Jeff.
We're done. We're talking about the car community now.
I'm excited for the Z. I'm ready for the Z to run, and I'm ready to start developing it. I actually like developing the car more than I like building the car. So I just wanted to get to run race so we could find out what's wrong, find out what doesn't work, and start making it better and better and better.
Oh, we got a present for you.
We have a present for you.
Present?
Cool. Yeah. We have a present.
At my mom's house, I have something that's been sitting there for 20 years that I haven't used in a very long time because I haven't lived there in a long time. And now that, by the fact that I brought it home to clear out some space for her, means now I have 2 of this thing, which is a thing you need.
Oh, an engine picker. I saw
Yes. Yes.
I'm very excited to have an engine picker.
So,
and it's the back of the big block Miata. Awesome.
Wait, we brought it back in the Mazda.
Back of my Mazda.
Right.
Big block Mazda, sorry.
Right. So, anyway, come get your damn engine hoist and get that motor out of there because that's the next thing we got to do. So
the question is, can I get it on the? No, I can't get it on the Reading Express. The wife would not take
it
that.
fit in the Mazda 3.
Why? Oh, it'll fit.
Just because it would be just too much. She's like, no, you go get that yourself.
Right.
Oh, we could load it easily, and we put like towels over it, and it doesn't like rattle or anything. I drove it around for a while with it in my car, so that's what I do.
Hey, we drove back from Boston with it. It wasn't that
literally
bad.
this is the exact example of why I need a hatchback, a wagon.
Yes, wagons, and that's
so I had this image of a new person at your work that walks in and sees an engine hoist for the third day in the back of your car, and ask like another coworker, is that an engine hoist in our safety supervisor's car? And all the experienced people are like, yeah. And
well,
duh, it's Chrissy, duh.
Yeah. So they don't ask. They don't know it's my car. But anybody that does know it's my car is not surprised at all. Also, I also drove around for a good couple days with an Alpha engine in the trunk, and it was sitting.
It's an Alpha.
Duh. Yeah. I wish we wouldn't have an Alpha. So I just drove around with an engine in my trunk because that's what I do. What, Chris?
No, I was just saying that was what I was going for, is the attempted mid-engine Alpha V6 swap by putting the Alpha Busso V6 in the trunk for a couple of days until we could
literally
get it out.
Every week I drop the seats and I put something very large and or very heavy in the truck. It's my little trucklet. It's going to be, we need a wagon. That's what I answer.
I'm writing the show description in my head right now. Chrissy, what are you excited for next year?
Oh, continued domination in the Honda. Also Le Mans. Come on, I'm so excited. Like we haven't made the plan. Well, I know I can't wait. We're talking about we're going to go. I've never been to Europe, so I'm really excited to go overseas. I've only been out of the country to Cancun, which is like not legit. So I can't wait to
Dominican
go.
Dominican Republic and Canada. But Canada is like America's hat, so it doesn't really count.
Canada doesn't count. And
Canada's a real country.
Sure, it's just it's like Vermont up. So whatever.
Canada's like your buddy's little brother he's pretty cool, but he still hasn't moved out of mom's basement.
Yeah,
but they have good.
It's fine.
So.
Looks the same. So I'm really excited to go to Europe. So, but also continued domination. Want to win a. Let's make it happen. I can't wait. Go.
Win. Overall win. Overall win. It's coming.
Okay. Next.
All right. Next topic. What is the most interesting thing to happen in the car community or Lemons community? Should we just do this round robin style? Everybody just shout out what the most cool and interesting, fun or non-fun fact was. Matt,
I've got nothing, but I want to take your second one.
No, take it. That's all.
So the fact that, and I put too much into it, but when Chris made the Smudge the Cat meme about how did they get into SEMA, and Smudge just goes, huh. And us getting into SEMA, and we didn't just go there and eat free shrimp. In fact, I don't think we ate shrimp that whole week.
I know. It's disappointing, the lack of shrimp.
Food.
Yes, we did. We had the breakfast.
The breakfast was great.
Breakfast was amazeballs. Yeah.
We made the most of that opportunity, but the fact that we pulled that off, that was awesome.
Yeah. So we're not obviously going to be let back in next year. So I guess next year we look at
PRI.
Let's look at PRI next year, right? Okay.
PRI.
Cool. I'll keep going.
I'm going next year. Hell yeah, I'm going next year.
I think it's interesting for the actual performance application of electric cars. Like a Model 3 is winning its class at autocross, and stuff like that. Like it's coming. People are working on it. It's coming.
It's totally coming. Just a quick shout out there. If you're a YouTuber, watch Rich Rebuilds. The things that are being built out of Teslas, the amount of wrenching that is happening on Teslas, electric cars and performance. It's a real thing.
Not little bears on YouTube.
Not little bears.
Just little bears.
Fine.
All right.
So I'm going with W Series Racing. I'm going with this because it's kind of like half and half. It's kind of like, is it good or is it bad? I'm happy to see that they did a whole year and they did it, and women are racing in a series, and that's great. There's also plenty of women. I guess maybe the women were probably also racing in multiple series, and I maybe didn't know about them, but I've been following more and more groups that kind of support women in racing, and I'm seeing more and more of all the different women that are doing things in different types of racing. So I'm happy to see all of that. It's just women in racing in general, but first year for W Series, they're going to be doing it again, and I'm happy to see all of the women. And there's a couple Americans that race in that series, so I'm happy to see it flourishing. Just more women in racing.
Cool.
Yep.
I have one inside the race community and one outside the race community, and I'm going to do the one outside first because y'all already mentioned it, and it's the just wild and wacky world of electric vehicles. I mean, the Tesla truck, the Mustang Mach E, whatever the heck that is.
The Revivin truck, which looks
the
pretty
Riven,
legit. Whatever it is.
Riven, Revivin.
Yes,
I think
anything with a
awesome.
thing that's called tank turn is awesome.
So it happens you put an electric motor on each wheel. So that stuff is awesome. I would buy a Tesla truck like now if I could afford it, but I can't. So anyway, so that's like I think the most interesting thing to happen cool wise outside in the world of cars and stuff. And then pissing me off is all the people ditching cars. Ford, Chevy, both American manufacturers, kind of taking departure from the car. The Mustang E-Mach, whatever the hell it is just
seriously.
one
Who
of
thinks
the.
a Ford EcoSport is in any way better than a Focus? Those people, go away.
And if you do, this is not the podcast for you.
Go away.
Ford Edge ST. What? Ugh, terrible. But anyway, so that's good and bad of what's happening in the world. But I think the biggest news probably in the Lemons world, not Lemons world, but the
Amateur
endurance
racing world, is the Lucky Dog Spec Tire. I think that is a legitimate change that is either going to work out great and we're going to see it in other series, or it's going to go badly and in a year or two it can't go badly. So I'm just going to say it's either going to take off or it's not.
It helps that they picked actually the best endurance racing tire that currently exists in the 200 treadwear.
Of course.
Is the Hankook RS4. It's not like they said everyone must run Yokohama AO52s, which last 12 laps and are really expensive. Or everyone must run.
We've talked about.
I would rather they said everyone must run Douglas Extra Track 2s because that would actually
would be
hilarious.
the Lemons version.
But
the Spec Tire, well, they sponsored it, but you didn't have to run their tire. Oh. Spec Tire in an amateur endurance series, although it has been done before, we've talked about speed creep. We've talked about the changing world. It's one of those things that was only done in the, quote, real racing series, and now it's coming to our series.
Like Spec Miata's done it for years, for example.
Spec E30.
With various levels of success, but still.
Yeah. So that's mine. Cool. Are we ready to get on to what our goals are for the 2020 year? And we're going to add in some accountability for 2019. Should we do that as two separate topics or do it all together?
Let's do it all together because a lot of ours I think are going to flow. I'll start us because it's easy, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So I think most of my goals are going to be pretty similar. So let's start off. 2019 was have the Honda be reliable and fast.
Done.
Seems like we're there.
Yeah.
So that's a 2020 goal is have the Honda continue to be
that
reliable and fast.
the
reliableness I'm not sold on yet. I want to make sure it continues to be that way, but it's definitely fast. It's fast as F. So let's make sure that works. 2019, be in contention every race this year. We were mostly there. The races, once the car got sorted out, it was in contention every time. The only things that kept it back are like a piece of wire taking out a tire and then a random fuel injector failure and a seatbelt coming off.
Axle.
I don't consider the axle even part of it because we were still sorting the car out. So once the car was sorted, which was Thompson, the failures have been totally random, like never ever seen before failures. Like who gets a piece of safety wire in their sidewall?
But that was the best tire change ever.
It was. But what if we have a fuel injector fail on a Honda ever? In how many years? In 50,000 miles on the race?
No.
Never. Like these are weird things. So I think but I want to get the reliability going. Anyway, 2019, I said I want to be in we got through that. Could be in contention every race this year. We're mostly there. Next year, I want to have that be a thing, including a top 3 finish. I'm not going to say an overall win. I want to say a top 3 finish. Let's be realistic here. All right. 2019, I said I wanted to instruct with NASA at least 3 times. I did it. I want to do that again this time, but I want to expand my instruction a little bit. I want to try to talk to Lemons about doing official Lemons track walks in the Northeast races.
So
in
there.
The evenings. Yep, I think this is a group thing we all do, but I got to talk to Nick and Eric and see what we can do. 2019, I said I wanted to do MSF, Motorsport Safety Foundation 1, maybe 2. I didn't touch it. I think I still do that.
Ooh, I'm a little ahead of you. I registered and paid.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
For MSF1.
Yeah.
Yay!
So I
Nice.
I would still like to do that. I think it's a good idea to continue my instruction credentials. Last year I said I wanted to do an NSX road trip. I think we did that enough. Like Chrissy and I had a great day. We took the car out for a brewery tour everywhere. But I want to do
anniversary.
Right. So I want to do more of an overnight tour for 2020, like a road trip weekend. But in general, I want to drive the NSX more. We only drove it like 3,500 miles this year, and that's sad. The car is a car to be driven.
Holy crap!
And it's a
Well, we
wonderful
took it-
car. Because like when it's
the
raining,
and
I
then-
don't take it because then I have to wash it. And also, it's eaten through a set of
There's
rear.
so many people that are rolling their eyes at you right now.
I know. It's also eaten through a set of Falcon Azenas in 6,000 miles and that's with the less aggressive alignment specs. Yeah.
Time for a set of Hancooks.
Supercar Life, they don't make them in that size in the front. The front is the problem. 215, 40, 17.
There's still people
Anyway,
rolling their eyes at
I
you.
know. Like, no one has any sympathy. When I
Supercar
have problems
Life,
with my
hashtag-
supercar. I don't like my tire wear. Right, yeah, exactly. Right.
Your hashtag people.
I
are
got it
cares?
for you. Douglas Extra Track. There's the one there.
Also,
Doesn't
not made in
wear
the
much
215,
better.
40, 17. Right?
People are rolling their eyes.
My
Stretch it,
supercar
stretch it.
doesn't work the way I want it to. Anyway, last year I said I wanted to visit Mental in Vegas. Check. Done.
That was awesome.
Done.
Hell
Clear
yeah.
time.
Kind of unintended, but done.
I
Yep.
know, right? Last year I said I want to work on more consistently braking later. I made progress, but I need to be better still because we had enough. We were sorting our brakes in the Honda until later in the year, but we got the big brake setup to the point where I can trust it. And what's the point that I got to trust it? I can start doing it, but I need to continue to push that. That's my
Brakes.
biggest opportunity for speed is braking later. So I'll keep going with that one. Last year I said I want to sell the MG and Citroen. Yeah, where's the sad trombone? Jeff, you're half part of this, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm aware.
This is totally a 2020. Those cars got to go.
They gotta go. I'm down.
They gotta go. Even if the Citroen never gets a title, I don't care. It's going on Bring a Trailer with no title. I don't care.
Got it.
Okay. Last year I said I would kick some ass in my new role at work. That's going fine. So, but this year, a couple extra things. I want to finish up a lot of unfinished details around the house. Chrissy and I have had this house for 10 years. As you can imagine, I do lots of things around the house. And you can also imagine I don't finish all of these things around the house that I do. I get the most of the way there enough to
Shiny
be
thing.
totally working. Right. Like, well,
Meh.
that's good. That's good enough. Next. Oh, I got to put a race car.
Well, but it's it's car
I have
projects.
to say,
It's-
every time I'm in the kitchen, I go, "Are you going to put that piece on the
Oh,
bottom of the
get-
dishwasher?"
Oh,
No.
no, we're not.
No,
No,
I gotta buy a new dishwasher.
no, we're not
It's-
doing that
no,
at
but
all.
I got to put the molding around the window. Yeah, I got to do that.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah,
put the
yeah.
trim around the fridge. Yeah, I got to do that. Like the baseboards in the whole first floor. Yeah, got to do that. So I got it.
Yeah, but
that's what
it's
I'm
also
doing.
like, oh my gosh, we need to, do Mercedes project. Oh, everybody's cars. Oh, my car's broken down. Oh, we need to all of a sudden do this. Like, so
I
many
know.
things are just,
So
Oh,
now-
hold up,
we're-
Chrissy. The Mercedes project was important.
Sure. And
all
now
of
it's
this
done.
is important.
And
It's all
the
very
car's-
important.
No rush for the truck to come pick that up, my friend.
Oh, yes, there is. There is
Now-
totally a rush.
Also, I want to, like Jeff, I want to sort the 300ZX. Like, I am excited to get that sorted.
Okay.
Yeah. because I think that car is going to be hella sweet once we sort it. But this, again, like Jeff, I don't like the build. The build sucks. That's the worst part of the whole thing. But the getting it working and getting it to work right, that's fun. And then drive it. The whole point is driving it. I don't like a build. I like driving it. But sorting it is part of the driving it. As long as it doesn't hella break all the time, that's not the fun sorting. That's build. Sorting it is like getting the suspension set up right and getting the tire pressures right and the alignment right and like what else we need to do to tune it, right?
This is the problem, so let's order that part that's going to fix that problem.
Exactly. That's the fun stuff. Let's do that. I'm excited.
Let's do the research and find out which caliper fits on which wheel and can fix our bias in this way.
We already did that. And lastly, I want to get the E1R 3 p.m. iRacing League going. Let's do it like every week or two. Let's do a race. Let's have some fun. Hopefully, I will not continue to roll Miatas every time I drive them, which is
hopefully
what I do.
I won't throw up all the time.
Right. All right. Peace out. Mic drop. Who's next?
Who's next?
Chrissy.
I'll go. Sure. Okay. So, last year I said I would get more prepared for races. Totally did that. I watched more video. I made track maps for just about every race we did. I felt pretty confident before I got to the race. Yeah, right. Chris is pointing to all of them. They're all over the office.
She's gonna start her own Etsy shop now.
No, because I don't want to make that many of them. They're a lot of work, and some of them aren't done, so I got to finish them. But yes, I felt this year I was prepared for races. Go to HPDs, done. Totally did that. Finished Speed Secrets, which was on my list last year, did that, and that's where we got a lot of our series for going faster. So I think that was I'm happy that I finished it, and we got a lot out of it, so that's good. Learn to heel and toe. I'm still really working hard at it. I'm not going to say that I am good at it. I try most of the time. Sometimes I do it really well and I get really excited. I'm like, oh, that was awesome. So it happens, but I'm still working on it and I'm still talking about the problems that I'm having, and Chris is giving me ideas on how to fix it. So we're working on it. The Citroen paperwork. We all failed at the Citroen paperwork.
Done.
Yeah.
We did make an attempt.
There have been several attempts
at trying to circumvent some of the legislation in Georgia.
Yeah, but we ever stopped talking about it. So we used to joke about where's the Citroen paperwork, and we just were like, meh. But we've been there. When we put the NSX in offsite storage, we saw it and I pet it and I said, oh, little Citroen, it needs to go. This year it's got to go.
I didn't pet it. I flipped it off. And then Jeff was there and I said, hey, Jeff, look at that. What's that? Why is it still here?
But I don't want to. Did you flip it off? I don't flip it off. It's not its fault.
No, sorry. I flipped Jeff off.
Right. Flip Jeff off is one thing. Toast. But
did you try?
Yes.
Did you try hard? Yes. Did it work? Yeah. Well.
No.
It needs help. Citroen's got to go. All right. So 2020, I am going to do more of the same. HPDs, they help so much. If you are not doing them, you need to go to them. I love Chris's example of if you are a good piano player, do you just play 5 times a year? No, you need to go and you need to practice. And that's what HPDs are good for. You have to get on track.
Analogy.
You can't be good at what you do if you do it 5 times a year. And that's what we do. So I truly believe that HPDs or track time or whatever you can do to push the car, push yourself, HPDs are the thing. So I want to go. I'm going to sign myself up for the next couple so we can be there. My 2020 is win A in the Honda. Chris said, no, it's top 3 is not enough. We have to win in this damn car. Top 3 has to happen.
I was trying to be casual about it. Yes, I want to win because then we can go to Class D and put Douglas Extra Track 2s on it. And just right?
No.
And then we're going to focus on the Z, Honda. And the Honda will just keep going round and round and round, embarrassing everybody. It'll be like the Cressida. It'll just keep coming in 7th, no matter what we do after that, if we're not
no matter
hard.
Who's behind the wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
Win A has to happen. Then we can, it's one of those things, just like talking to the Bertone team. They're like, once you win, you're like, what if? It's cool. Do you want to drive? Do you want to get in? Sure, let's go. Or why are you in? Because I wanted to get out.
Oh, they're Wagner Organics made of wood. No problem. They're fine.
No, we named the Honda so we can be over with it. Perfect heel and toe. Getting there. Keep working on it this year. But I truly believe that having this podcast and last year's list of things has said that here are the things you're going to do. I literally did these things because I felt like I'm going to have this show and I have to talk about it, about all the things that I said I was going to do. And if I said, I didn't do them, I did it. So next year we're going to do heel and toe and it's going to be done. Sell some cars and get a new one. Yay. That's me.
Yeah.
That's
Mic
just
drop.
win-win right there, Chrissy. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mental. How about you?
All right. I'm going to say this because no one else has, just not because they don't care. Chrissy actually went and dug up the notes for our 2019 show and put those on this one. So we were doing this, and I actually went for a run. I listened to the 2019 show, and I had said at the beginning of 2019 I wanted to be on track more, but fewer races. And I was trying to avoid the situation a couple of years ago where I did like a dozen races and the cars kept breaking and cars are a stupid hobby and I hate this. And I was trying to get back to the basics of what I enjoyed about being on track. I'd forgot that I'd set that as a goal until I read it, but I'm looking back on the year and I think I did that. And we talked about this during the highlights, but moving out here on the West Coast ish has provided me with some more opportunities. The 25 hours at Thunderhill was nowhere on my radar, but oh my God, that was friggin' amazing. And for this coming year, I want to build more on those kind of experiences, like the Le Mans adventure that we've got coming up. I don't know how that's going to play out. I know I'm going. I know it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. I said I wanted 2 new tracks this year, either driving or teaching, and one of those needed to be a bucket list track. And I'm going to give myself a push because I got 2 new tracks, but I didn't get any bucket list tracks. But we'll be taking care of that one this weekend. I did Streets of Willow and Thunderhill. So yeah, and then Laguna Seca is going to happen this weekend. For my off track stuff, I talked about wanting to build a paddock, and I have completely missed the boat on that one. I talked about 2009.
You really haven't had a place to live until recently, so like it's hard to build a paddock when like your paddock is your home that you are moving around. Like, yeah.
So I'm rolling that one over into 2020, and I want to do that, expanding my experiences. I want to try. We all came into this almost entirely in endurance racing. None of us came up through the ranks in the SCCA or NASA or any of that kind of stuff. And I'd like to actually try and get into some sprint racing this year, either that or karting, or honestly, there's a dirt track 10 minutes or a circle track 10 minutes from my office. And every now and again on Craigslist, somebody shows up with the Hornet, the whatever entry level, beat the crap out of it. No one cares. Sketchy as crap, welded up cage kind of a deal. But it's racing and it's car control and it's still interacting. And I would like to try and do that. And I want to try and pick up autocrossing again. For my non-racing stuff, I talked about wanting to run another marathon, and I did. I had an absolutely horrible elapsed time, but I am back at it and training, and I've managed to keep that momentum going. So I'd like to do the Las Vegas Marathon again, but taking my off-track interest in really expanding those, anything that's going to complement the racing package. So I want to build my knowledge, how to interpret what the car's doing and what that means to the suspension, understanding a lot of the kind of stuff, the jokes about, being a terrible wrench. I feel like I'm a competent parts replacer, but I could be a better wrench, and I could be a better diagnoser, and I could give stronger feedback. So things like that to make me a better teammate and keep building my knowledge, not just on that, not just at the track, but also at work and at my house. What you got, Chris?
Well, once you are the keeper of the 3 p.m. West Coast car 2007 Mazda 3, you're going to have to be doing all this stuff. So when we show up... I
am, and I've got it prepped.
Right. It's not that we're going to show up and say, it's Friday night at the track. Oh, metal. Oh, no, I have to weld this piece in the cage and fix the exhaust. And these are all from personal experience.
Get over it.
So a car's totally done. What about this piece of the cage?
It's...
Oh.
And why is there no light on it? And oh wait, we have to redo the engine.
Brake lights?
And... Oh. Yeah.
And these are real and valid things, and I want to be able to, when I'm driving the car and you guys aren't here, I don't want, like, you made the joke, and it's a funny joke about, oh wow, that was the prom queen, and it looks like she's been doing meth for a couple of years, and I don't want you to have to come out here and unfuck the suspension on the car.
Yes.
Maybe make some tweaks of, well, hey, I feel like I should do this or do that, but I would take a great deal of pride. You guys came out here and went, all right, hey, you know what? The car's in pretty good shape. But that's a 2021 kind of a deal.
I am so hopeful that you are successful here. I am so hopeful. The car has 9,000 miles, street miles left in it. Like, we got to go. So.
Oh, and it's time for me to build that knowledge before that car gets out here to be better on that one.
I was going to say, does this thing have like a due date on it? Like, after this many miles, no longer fresh.
It's more of a flow, like when the Z's ready and the MG's gone.
No, Chris said it has 9,000. It was very specific. 9,000 miles left. Chrissy, help me out here.
It has 241,000 miles on it right now. 241 plus.
8 or something stupid like that.
No, I think it's 5. But but we literally in the last 2 weeks put like 600 miles on it.
Oh, we put 600 miles on it in a day and a half last week.
Oh, okay, fine. So, you're right. We did, 300 miles up in 3 hours. Whatever. Right. We did a couple thousand.
It's going to be at 250 by the midsummer.
Like next. Yes. No, not by midsummer.
And 250 was kind of our target for the car of.
Got it. So you have a target. You have an anniversary coming up.
Yes.
Well, doesn't it seem like a nice thing to drive a car from brand new to 250? Like, that's nice.
I almost got there in the Protege. I had 225 when I wrecked it.
So the thing is that
Chrissy, please continue.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Check off.
Somebody Stop it! Somebody interrupts me. Check it off your bingo card. It's my car.
Chrissy, so we just say what you want to say.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. We have no hurry to get rid of this. I need to get the new car, figure out the new car has to be perfect, and we'll talk about new car on the next show. But the new car has to be in our possession, and we don't need to be driving this all the time. Even if we have both cars, the car's not going away anytime soon because the car owes us nothing, and at 241,000 miles, it is reliable, it is cheap to own, and all that good stuff. So when we have to drive forever, that's where we're going. We're going to drive. Yes. Thank you.
Mental's got his hand up. Go ahead, Mental.
This is it's a delicate kind of balance because, like Chrissy said, she bought this. What were you guys living together in 2009 when I met y'all?
I bought it in 2007. I bought it with 250 miles on it. I bought it before I met Chris as my purchase because I said, this is the car that I want, which was a lot for me at the time. And so I bought it exactly what I wanted.
So when I first met you guys, it was, hey, my girlfriend's coming up. She's going to be she's stuck in traffic. She's coming up in her Mazda. And I remember the first time I met you guys, I met the Mazda, and I don't want to start assigning calendar dates, not for a lack of wanting to get this done, but because I feel like this is a spiritual journey that we have to be very delicate with. This is, this can't be the Datsun truck. No, it's not. That's my point is a lot has happened with this car, especially this is a potential of one of those Eric Bana kind of beast moments, and we have to handle it right, and we have to have the proper amount of reverence for this car.
I mean, I can't wait for it to be on track, but legit, when we're trying to take the engine hoist out, he scratched the bumper, and I'm like sad about it. And I'm like, it's just, I'll fix it with a touch-up paint.
It's like a 3/4 inch scuff on the top of the bumper.
And
it's
like,
the only one.
Yeah, but it's still a loved car. And that transitions to my last couple of items here, and I promise I'll shut up. But I was actually, again, listening to the episode, and you guys were talking about taking trips in the NSX. And I began to formulate these ideas about Vicky and I just, running up to wine country because it's the my soon-to-be new-to-me Mercedes is the perfect car for that type of thing. And I do want to start taking some road trips and enjoy living in this part of the country and get my wife into that. That's all going to be great. And I do want to continue the maintenance on it, but I'm going to do the maintenance on this one like I did the maintenance on my last super high mileage Mercedes, which is find a really, really good independent shop that I can trust and someone that'll just fuss at me when it's not done right and, mental. Stop neglecting the Mercedes, but it's
also nice that I can give you the entire history of the car from new till now. And I tell you what it needs. Like, you can't treat this like you did Snowflake, where I get it and go, "Hey, Mental, did you do this?" No. Hey, Mental, did you do this?
Yeah.
No. Hey, Mental, did you do this? No.
No.
Well,
but now in my defense, you drove my Mercedes, and my Mercedes was meticulously maintained.
Yeah, with duct tape on the bumper.
No. That's how I bought it. That's not how it. That's not how it left me. That car left me in much better shape than it came to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last thing, and everyone's going to chuckle because Mental's the big hippie, but I don't care. I'm going to be really just open and appreciative of the opportunities and experiences that I keep getting. This is just amazing stuff. We were all down on Fremont Street last night, and there's a whole bunch of drunk people in Las Vegas, and this has massive opportunity for just absolute mayhem. And not just me, but everyone I was with. We were just making a point, we'd bump into somebody, be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Happy New Year." And there was, of course, loss of law enforcement. We're telling them all that we appreciate them being out there, keeping us all safe. And the energy we were getting back from everybody was the same kind of positive, appreciative. This is a good life, and I want to be more appreciative of that. So I'm going to start taking more chances. I'm going to go back to like 2014 Mental, where he would just do anything and embrace these failures and start learning from them, and then just hopefully grow as a human being over the next year. In 44 days, I'm 49 years old, so it's time to stop worrying about what people think of me and what I look like and just start doing fun stuff.
No one send cards or gifts, by the way. No.
Well, I'm going to embrace failures also, Mental, by going on this podcast and saying all the things that I failed about in the last year. So 2019, I read the list, and basically it was a list of everything that I did not accomplish. According to the notes, and this is at least a 3-year repeat, do a road trip with the wife in the Corvette. Still not done, even though I have offered like 100 times. So I'm going to change it a little this year, and I'm say put real tires and put the vet on the track, whether she's with me or not. Maybe it'll get done. Who knows? She has already given permission for both. I'm thinking probably start with no, I did autocross in it before.
Okay.
So maybe like an S. That's not track. Is
HPDE kind of thing, like bring it to pit or something.
Or
how far you were going?
SCCA track night. No, nothing like that. Like an SCCA track night, something fun like that. So
it's a Corvette, man. Corvette.
Yeah, exactly.
Corvette magazine.
This is also a repeat, and it's probably been 10 years repeating. I'm going to get the International Harvester truck running.
All you need is a coil.
I tried so hard.
I know. Yeah. Actually, another thing that I said was...
Jeff, stop right there. Put a memo on your phone when you're driving home tomorrow from work.
No.
Stop by O'Reilly's, spend
don't have
$8, and grab an ignition coil.
If it was purchasable, it would be purchased, but it's not. I got
It's their ignition coils. It's jobs to make electricity. They all do the same thing.
How many Rock Out orders have you made since I diagnosed as a bad
coil
when you were at your last house?
1,000.
Okay, just saying.
I moved it one spot over, so now I see it every day, and I pump the tires up, and it looks really good. So it's going to happen. Out of sight, out of mind. I put the big it was on the other side of the trailer.
Does Chrissy have to start sending you? Do we all start sending you the meme wars again about Citroen? I think we do.
Did that work?
No, I think meme wars about the coil. Meme wars about the coil. Meme wars about the coil.
No, Citroen's more important.
It is. So actually,
I'm done with him doing anything with it.
I'm just going to keep going on, not listening to anyone. So what I actually said last year was to get more projects done. And I actually did do that because I did get a lot of projects done. Side yard trailer, home projects, teach a class. So there actually was a ton of stuff on my list that I did, but I'm just not, it's not funny. So
how did your foray back into the classroom go? Because you built that.
That was fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then not enough people registered for it, so I'm not doing it in the spring. Yeah.
College sucks.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been working on my waistline for like a month, and I'm going to the things I have to get done. Working on my waistline for like a month and a half, but the last 2 weeks haven't been good. See cheese and not know what day it is. So I'm going to get back on that. Of course, overall win was on the list last year. It's on the list this year. But here I'm going to get specific. I need to be smoother. I think turning up the wick.
Third in Thompson.
And this is exactly what I wrote next. The 6-speed in the Honda is a bit of a learning curve that I did not master. And I was very consistently in Thompson in the wrong gear. And a few times in the early part of my shift at New Hampshire, I was in the wrong gear, but I kind of figured it out. But now I need to get it right all the time and be smoother. So got to work on the shifting. My lines are tidy. I got to work on my shifting. So each year for the past 2 or 3 years, I've added a bucket list worthy track or a new event. Sometimes it was the same event, but I kind of didn't do that last year. I kind of added an event, but I didn't know it was track. So this year, really want to do Watkins Glen. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you did Lucky Dog at Laguna last year.
It was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Does that count as last year?
No.
Not last year.
It was January.
Beginning of January.
Oh, it was January. Okay, so no, I did do it.
Same event I'm going to.
Sorry, I did do it last year. So yeah, so the past 2 or 3 years, I added an event and a track, and it was Atlanta, and then it was Alabama, Barber, and then it was Watkins. So this year, I hope it's Watkins Glen. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I want to try a non-Lemons event, like an SCCA track night, see Corvette discussion, or something would be cool. Like,
or we're doing Champ Car Watkins.
Champ Car Watkins, or Thompson Bracket GP would be kind of fun. There's some discussion amongst the 3-pedal mafia about throwing a team towards that. Anyway, the other
Lucky
thing,
Dog ever goes back to Ensenada.
yeah, of course. So, and then this wasn't on the radar in past years, but I'm going to try and move my instructor level up. I don't mean like an actual certification, but just my ability to teach. Working with the younger side of the Garage Heroes in training last year made me feel good. It's like the inner Yoda, Mr. Miyagi inside of me. So, you don't
have to be all that good to feel better about being better than them. Which is,
well,
no.
Sorry, Bill.
Sorry.
You're doing really well, Bill.
Bill's well, yeah, well,
yeah,
yes.
well,
no, but it wasn't Bill that I was talking about.
No.
Yes,
but
I know.
Bill's listening, so
I've
know
instructed
that's
all of them. They're all getting better. They all really are getting better.
Yeah. No,
totally.
they are getting better, but I think what I didn't understand, because I constantly measured myself against the 3-pedal mafia, who are all really, really good at that, I didn't realize I had lots to share. So being more proficient and being better at being able to describe those things is what I want to work on.
So, Jeff, if you want to start working toward a NASA instructor cert, watch out for when your local region or whatever you want is having their instructor clinic. Like, that's how I did it. Like, I said to the guy, a couple of years, like this point, like 5 years ago, so, hey, I'm coming to the instructor clinic in April. I've done, 40 Lemons races and like 20 HPDs and years of autocross. And he's like, yeah, you're cool. No problem. Come do the instructor class. And I did, and it was fine. And there you go. Check the box. So
yeah, and the guy from Great Lakes basically said he wanted to put me on that ladder. So, and talking to him for like an hour on why I should be in 2 or 3 or whatever I wanted to try and register for was an intriguing discussion. So I'm going to try and do it.
And I'll add to Chris's thought. Think about when you first started out in this hobby. How awesome would it have been to have you as an instructor? Someone that's just ate up with this stuff.
Well, I was brand new, so that would have sucked.
No. Like you now as an instructor when you were 19, just somebody that's ate up with this stuff. They've got a lifetime of experience, a bunch of funny jokes. They're enthusiastic. And you think about, the various young people that come into this hobby, and one bad instructor and they're sour on it forever.
Yep. Exactly what I was thinking. Sorry, you caught me a mid sip of water there. Anyway, I think we beat this to death. This is the longest frickin' podcast. We're like getting really long here. We're at 90 minutes at least. How we all feeling?
Oh my.
How are we all feeling? Does anyone have anything else on this topic before we move on?
Make 2020 awesome sauce.
Make 2020
Chris
great
has one.
again. Oh, sorry.
And folks, if you're listening to this and you've got goals and things you want to work on, get a hold of us on any of our social medias. Email us. Talk to us about it. A couple of years ago, some guy said he wanted to join an automotive country club, and the finances of that were too much, so he wanted to get into racing. And we ended up with like 8 really good new friends over that. So reach out to us. We might not be able to help you, but we probably know somebody who can.
Oh, awesome! I just want to make 2020 awesome again.
Awesome sauce.
I need a hat. Anyway, let's move on to just a tip. We're gonna make everyone a little bit safer in 2020 because I'm going to tell you, transfer fluids safely.
Yay!
And he works at a college, so
I love safety.
Do not pipette anything by mouth that you do not want to drink. All right?
How do you pipette in your mouth?
That's the tube.
Like
stick the tube and
siphoning gas.
Oh, but not like a
gas
pipette is like a little...
Don't put it in your mouth.
Is unless you want to. When the tube goes into your lips, go, Jeff said don't do this.
Okay.
All right?
What did you do with?
At Harbor to Freight, they sell a transfer pump for $5 or $6, depending on what style you want to get. They have one like a little squeeze bulb, and they have one that has like a little pumpy action on it. Go buy it, stick it in your gear, leave it there. And the next time you're about to suck on a tube, use it instead. Okay? Before you drink brake fluid.
Oh, brake fluid.
Or gas or antifreeze or whatever, trust me, don't pipette by mouth. Mental.
Because those are hand-operated pumps, they're safe for flammable fluids because you shouldn't use a non-certified electric pump on anything flammable, right?
Yes, these are cheap ass squeezy bulbs. But let me tell you, brake fluid, no matter how dark it is not tasty.
You don't want it in your face. No shots of brake fluid to the face.
You don't want it in your face.
Never.
Your lips actually tingle.
Not in a good way.
Okay.
No.
Tell me the story now, or maybe I don't want to know.
You don't need to know the story.
Fluid.
Like you can imagine the story. Right.
100,000 mile Titan. What color do you think the brake fluid was?
Black.
They used Wagner quick clamps or whatever the hell it was.
Quick claps.
Thermoquiets. They were dark. I said, well, if I take most of it out of the reservoir and put fresh stuff in, I won't have to bleed so much.
Oh, no.
Jeff doesn't like a dark one to the face.
No.
Jeff, this is why I keep a dollar store turkey baster in my
turkey
tool
baster.
set.
Absolutely. Turkey baster's a great way to go.
Yeah, and it only lives in the garage. I keep a separate house turkey baster and garage turkey baster. There's a top tip for our fans. Don't use the house turkey baster for brake
your garage.
Fluid.
I have all of my funnels say food or garage on them.
Why are they next to each other?
Are we done now?
They're not. They're very far apart. I'm done.
Are we
Trust
done?
Me, I'm done.
We're so done.
Jeff's so done.
Sorry.
So done.
Does anybody know what we're doing next week?
No.
Having a fun show.
It'll probably, at least part of it, be the Lucky Dog hangover.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for downloading us, and we hope you enjoyed this week's extra long New Year's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hate us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. Make that your New Year's resolution, people.
Hey, if you give us a review, we will
iTunes
talk about it. As terrible or as good as it is, We're going to tell you about it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. All you new listeners out there, Slider, whatever your name is. I'm sorry. Get him a better call sign, all right? If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up. Unless there is no shiny side, then just keep the wheels down.